Teachers have a hard job to inspire the lives of the upcoming generation that one day might be a doctor, a lawyer, or a homemade for one of them. I feel all of my teachers at JE have done a great job of this, although a few have made an impact on my life that I will forever cherish.
Just want to take a moment to thank all my teachers for really supporting me throughout all of my middle school, and if they hadn't have supported me, I wouldn't have had the courage to do things like sports, clubs, or even felt confident that I was doing work right. My teachers have supported me through multiple classes, multiple things, and have told me to do things I would have never tried if they hadn't have supported me. So just thank you all, and know that you have really helped me. Whether you think I think so or not, you really have.
My favorite teacher at JE has been Miss Wisniewski, otherwise known as Miss Dubs. You're so encouraging, and your smile has taught me to stick through life and do what I have to do to get through it. You hold your head up high, and my math skills have increased so much since you became my teacher. I wanted to thank you so much because you're always inspiring me to do my best, and you've helped me so much this year. Thank you.
Ms. Pavlakwa, you're the best teacher ever. You're like my favorite teacher ever. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. St. Germain, for improving our Spanish and teaching us how to be well-rounded students.
Thank you, Mr. Ackley, for helping me with history and making it a good class.
Thank you for being the best football coach ever at making the year fun.
Thanks, Mr. Ackley, for all the cool videos and stuff about the history. And
I really liked the U.S. Times and everything I learned in your class. It was very inspiring, and I like U.S. history.
Miss Farnsworth is a great teacher. At times it feels like she's not even our teacher. She's our friend.
I just wanted to say thanks to Miss Farnsworth for helping me realize that I don't hate writing. It used to be one of my least favorite things to do. And mostly everyone else, because most of the teachers don't mind a little art.
Thanks, Sparks, for being an amazing
and supportive music teacher.
Hi, Mr. Fietta. Thank you for coaching us in basketball.
And thank you for teaching me how to jump so I didn't get a concussion this year like
Thank you to Mr. Lorcella for helping me do better in math, and anytime when I fail or get stuck on a problem, he'd help me out.
Thank you, Mr. Sinclair, for teaching us our analytical skills.
Thank you, Mrs. Giantino,
for your effort and helping us learn.
And you're a super cool teacher, and study hall was really fun last year, and it was really great.
Yeah, love you.
Mr. Ponick, from our inside jokes to our great field trips, you have always made a way to make me laugh and showed me the bright side of every situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ostrander, for giving us unique project ideas and fun stuff to do.
And putting up with all of our messes.
I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Stone for teaching me how to say stuff in Spanish and how to expand my horizon into different cultures and stuff.
Thank you to Mr. Huth for keeping our school clean.
Hi, Mr. Sherman. Thank you for giving Gabby and I ice cream at the end of the year. It was really good, and it was hard to put up with all our shenanigans we had. Thank you.
Thank you to Mr. Alliot and Mr. Lorcella for helping me when I'm down and always cheering me up, and for if I have a challenging problem that I cannot solve, they can always help me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Martin, with putting up with me during lunch and all other free times that I have. And thank you for ordering all the books that I have requested. And thank you so much for allowing us to play cards in the library.
Mr. Munelli, you were a great teacher, and I thank you for what you have done.
You were really great at teaching, and you made it really fun, and I'm going to miss you a lot.
Thank you, Ms. Manelli.
Me gusta Senior Stone, because he's very nice and never yells. He gives me candy while I'm good, and he's a very good teacher.
Miss Fettigan helped me with a lot more. When I went through this whole year, I've always been going to her talking about like my grades and stuff like that, because she sits there and actually talks to me. I feel like I can just say whatever I want to. Like she feels like, she's kind of like she's like a school mom, I guess you could say. I could just explain everything that I feel and how I just don't want to be like. She makes me feel a little bit better.
Thank you to Miss Smith because she does really good math and is an awesome 5th grade teacher.
Mrs. Smith is so kind and always knows how to bring a smile to your face.
Miss Farnsworth, when you teach, whether it be about tone, vocab, or life lessons, you have a way of making the information stick with me, making me inquire and expand on knowledge. So thank you for always making me dig a little deeper.
Thank you, Mr. Hearn, because you made the class very fun and interesting. You are an amazing 5th grade teacher.
Thank you, Mr. Lorm, for being a great teacher and helping me build my knowledge on ELA. And thank you for all your lectures on real events and reality. You are a great teacher with a great sense of style.
Ms. Farnsworth, I want to say thank you for helping me out and for teaching me a lot this year.
Because she's just like one of those teachers that you can just sit down and talk to her.
Word of advice, get her Starbucks.
Mr. Sinclair, I have to tell you something. You've always been my favorite teacher. You helped me when I was having trouble. You make me smile bright every day. The smile could last every day. I thank you for spending time with me. I would never be the same without you. Mr. Sinclair, you are the best.
Thank you, Ms. Ahern, for making gym and lacrosse always a memorable time. I love how you're so firm and forward about things and get right to the point, and especially in gym.
Mrs. Ahern, thank you for making this year in gym class fun.
The looks I give you every day.
You randomly dance in the middle of class.
When you start singing and trying to use our words and language.
All the times that I make funny faces at you and you make them back.
When you make funny comments off of Mr. Fiera's mistakes in class.
Hey, Mr. Depot, thanks for making us do the newspaper project. It was really fun.
Thank you for making Tech Crew the best and ELA the best ELA class I've had. Sorry, Farms.
Mr. Larsella is
really funny,
kind,
and he'll do like really weird, funny stuff.
He'll dressed up in a tie-dye shirt and a tie around his head, and he'll go,
"Free your mind."
And we'll laugh. He's a great teacher. He makes us laugh a lot.
To Mr. Sparks, Miss Love, and Mrs. Hare, thank you for introducing me to the world of music. Without you, I would not be the person I am today. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I'll miss you all so much next year.
To the musical production staff, Mr. Sparks, Miss Love, Mr. Depot, Mrs. Hare, and Miss Farnsworth. You guys have changed my life more than you can even imagine. Between embarrassing park bench days and all of the inside jokes, I just want to say thank you.
Mrs. Bevilacqua, thank you so much for making me realize that the best way to acquire knowledge is through failure and through our own determination and grit to find the answer.
Thank you to Miss Murphy for helping us with ELA.
I want to thank Mr. Hickman for letting me come down every Mod 11 and let me watch Bob Ross and eat all of his food. It was great.
I want to thank everyone that's helped me through middle school. I want to thank everyone through my journey, and I want to thank Mrs. Hayes, Mr. Stone, Mr. Larm, / my ugly father, Mrs. Farnsworth, because these teachers helped me through a lot.
Mr. Sorrow, what's up, Mr. Clean?
I would like to thank Mr. McCormick for playing pranks on us, and thank you for showing off your science skills.
Dear Mr. Hickman, as the Grateful Dead once said, the happiest people don't have the best of everything. They just make the best of everything. I am very grateful for you, whether it be your small speeches that are life-changing or your silly little comments. Thank you for being the best influence on my life.
Mrs. Clem is intelligent, kind, and she's a really awesome teacher.
She comes up with these really bright ideas and amazing projects for us to do, and she really encourages us to learn. And she has very catchy songs.
Nominations for annotations. Nominations.
Oh, how about the gist? I love the gist one.
Who's got the gist? Gotta get that gist. Who's got the gist? Gotta get that gist.
Hi, Miss Ostrander. Being a first-year teacher here must have been really hard, but thank you for being our art teacher, and thank you for teaching me things that I would have never probably learned. Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Stanton, for teaching us these things in math. We appreciate your hard work for teaching us.
Some of us will not appreciate your hard work, but we need to understand that we will
need these things in life if we want to have good jobs and money, because we can't just stay home and do nothing with our lives. Thank you for giving us candy after solving an equation on the smart board.
Thank you for spending your money on the candy when you didn't have to.
Thank you.
Miss Farnsworth had a lesson on identity that really inspired me, because she taught me that everybody has something that they wouldn't want to share, like they were wearing a mask or something.
Thank you, Mr. Hickman, for letting me be in the track team. It meant so much to me to get a jersey on my back, and I'm proud that I finished strong this year.
Mr. Hickman and Mr. Canino has been the best coaches for the boys and girls modified track team, because they helped me throughout the year and they helped me find the reason for running.
I'd like to say thank you to all my 8th grade teachers for helping me throughout the year, and Mr. Sinclair especially, because he helped me with a lot of math, and Mrs. Hayes.
Hi, Miss Bev. I might not be one of your favorite students, but I'll tell you what, you were one of my favorite science teachers. I learned a lot in your class, and I've enjoyed doing work with the microscopes. I've loved learning about cells. I feel like this year's really encouraged me to keep liking science. Thank you so much.
I'm here to talk about Mr. Sipley today. He's one of those teachers that explain things to you about, like, when I worked on Miss Farnsworth's project, he talked to me about what he did for, like, writing and stuff like that, about how I couldn't, like, stop it, and, like, he's like, you gotta find something that you enjoy in school, which is kind of hard for me. Kind of, like, changed my life a little bit. Like, he changed me to look at life different.
I want to say thank you to Mr. Sipley for all the time that I suspended, you helping me out and not giving up on me, you know. I haven't gotten in a lot of trouble this year, you know, saying thank you to you. Hopefully I won't get in trouble again, and maybe I can see you next year.
Dear Mr. Sparks, thank you for letting us have lunch with you every day. I will always remember our party and pulling a hilarious prank on you with Darwin, the diphthong pig. Thank you for everything that you do for me, and thank you for helping me with my drama and everything. I will certainly miss you next year. Bye.
Thank you to Officer Sadal and Officer Burlingame for keeping our school safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bratt, for always helping me when I was sick and telling me to suck it up and go to class when I really wasn't. I love coming to you because you always helped me and gave me ice and everything when I needed help.
Hi, Ms. Siebert. Thank you for teaching me health, and thank you for the snowball fight. That was pretty rad.
Thank you, Miss Morgans, for being our lacrosse coach. You were a great coach. We didn't win too many games, but that wasn't your fault. And I also want to thank you for talking to me when I needed to. You're a good person. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brubae, for helping me with my speech and my definitions with Gage. And I like it how you played Uno with us for a long time and gave us words for high school that I'm going to be able to learn for English. I think you're going to be one of the ones that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Mrs. Beck, for watching us in ISS when we were bad boys.
Thank you, Miss Madonna, for helping me when I get in trouble.
Thank you, cafeteria staff, for making our tummies full. Yum!
Hi, Miss Goodwin, and thank you for everything you've done. And thanks for being a supportive teacher.
Thank you, Ms. Google, for all the days you've helped me make up work for when I was absent and not able to make it to school.
Thank you, Miss Love, for giving me piano lessons and teaching me songs that I got to pick and teaching me how to play the ukulele.
Thank you, Miss Brogan, for being there in my elementary years, telling me stories about your family and letting me shoot that stupid plastic orange in your recycling bin. And I hope you have a great summer. Bye.
Thank you, Ms. Eggleston, for always welcoming us into the office.
I'd like to thank Mrs. Arnold for taking me on the Adirondack trip last year when I was in 7th grade for the 8th grade IB project. It was really fun, and I'll always remember I had such a blast. So thank you, Mrs. Arnold.
Thank you, Ms. Spencer,
for getting us through all the suspensions.
Mr. Schaefer, thank you for always being there for me and being someone I could always count on to talk to. I really appreciate it for the time being that I was here.
Thank you, Mrs. DiVerdino, for being my teacher in 7th grade. It was pretty fun. I know at first I was a goof off and didn't really care, but then you set me straight and I actually passed your class with a 65.
We just want to say thank you, Mr. Jones. She's been there for us. She helped me through a lot of things.
And me too.
and we wanted to say thank you for putting up with the Mod 10. We know we're loud.
Hey, Mr. Sorrow, how's it going? I want to thank you so much for giving me math answers this year and making math so much fun.
Thanks for helping me with math and picking on me a lot and helping me push through it and, like, I guess helping me study and stuff.
I would like to say thank you to Mrs. Derby and Mrs. Fietta because they're always there when I need them, and plus they're always there when I need their help.
I'd like to thank Mrs. Armpriester for being so nice and always putting a smile on my face, and her son Jonathan is so cute. I love riding the bus with him, and she's just so nice, and she just reminds me so much of my mom because she's always smiling and she's just so sweet and everything. Have a good summer.
Thank you, Ms. McCabe, Minikheim, and Ms. Casper for your hard work and dedication as students.
Hi, Mr. Farfalia. Your name's really complicated to pronounce, but thank you for making this year much better for science as well, for making us laugh when you come into Miss Bevilacqua's, and yeah.
And helping me with work, and you're really tall, by the way.
Thank you, Mr. Canino, because you're the only class to look forward to because we get to do hands-on things.
Mrs. Hare, Mrs. Love, and Mr. Sparks, thank you so much for making me fall in love with music.
Thank you, Ms. Stubbs, for always sticking with me through math class. I know I'm not the smartest at math, and I was kind of difficult in the beginning of the year, but you stuck with me, and I'm actually now in danger of passing 8th grade math. For that, I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great summer.
Bye. Woohoo!